All right, everybody. Welcome to another live New York session. It is September 13, 2022. And so before we get started, we want to check the news. And as we can see at 8:30, we had CPI news, huge impact news. And so that's what made price do this huge drop here. So any pair that had the USD in it did a major drop. So now we're just going to figure out what price more like I'm going to do next from this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark up supply demand market structure from the 15-minute time frame to the 4-hour time frame. So let's get started. All right, so we see that when price started here, it hit a supply zone up here. That's what made price ultimately push all the way down to this demand zone here. Let me change this to yellow. You see a good demand zone down here. That's why price respected this demand zone multiple times. And then we see that price hit a good supply zone up in these areas here. That's why price faked out, respected again, and then eventually pushed all the way down to here. Of course, price respected a supply zone up here. So we got that. And then we see demand zones really up in these areas here as well. So this is good. So we're going to start marking up our zones under these. I'm not going to make these zones too tight because once we get to the 15-minute time frame, we want to draw further supply demand structure. Figure out exactly what price is at, and then make our decision. Let's move on to the 30-minute. We want to do the same exact thing. Right, so we're going to get these here. So price respected this last demand zone, went all the way up to here. And obviously this was a valid supply zone here. Because price reached up to this point and sellers felt like that price was very expensive. So they decided to sell high. So let's make this green. Then I see another good valid demand zone here as well. And then price hit another supply zone here. Made price shoot all the way down to here. And then we had another valid demand zone ultimately up here. So now change these zones to green. All right, so now we'll move on to the 1 hour. So now we're on the 1 hour. So price came down. We can see there was a valid supply zone up here. Let's change this to red. And then ultimately went down to this demand zone down here. And then there was another demand zone down here, as well as down here. So I'm going to draw zones on these. All right. And there was another demand zone down here. So now we're going to move on to the 4-hour. So we see that there's a demand zone here. So price eventually came down to this point. There's countless supply zones here. Price hit that. Forgot to change this to purple. We had a supply zone up here. So draw my zones. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back to 15 minutes. And then what we're going to do is, so let's go back to the 15-minute. And then I'm going to turn on my higher high to lower low strategy indicator. And I'm going to draw further market structure. Supply demand structure. So we see that there is a demand zone here. So I'm going to draw that. And then we add a valid demand zone here. As well. Of course, when price dropped here, supply zone up here. Draw like that. Now, the next thing I want to look at is current price. See this line here. So I look at the RSI and I see that price is really over sold. So what I'm really looking at is really looking for price to create two lows. So to create this low, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make this demand zone wider. So I'm looking for it because it already broke this structure here. So I'm looking for it to create its first swing low here and then break this and create another swing low in the reverse and go back up. So I want to put that here. That's what I'm going to be looking for. So my risk to reward tool for the buy is going to be down here. So that when price create a swing low and then break that and come down around here, it kind of does this bear trap and do a swing here and then start to go up. And that's what I'm going to be looking for. We got about 3 minutes before the 9:15 candle closes. So once that closes, then I'm going to plan my risk to reward trade. Be right back. All right, so the 9:15 candle just closed. So this is what I'm going to prepare to do. So I'm looking for price to kind of swing out from this second low here, do some kind of bear trap to try to trap the retail traders and then push it back up. So I'm going to push my stop loss here, entry here, and then I'm going to be looking to get at least this first target here. Then ultimately go up to this zone here. So this is going to be 700 plus points. And then up here, 1100 plus points. Now, reason why I'm setting it up this way is because price could respect this and then ultimately go up, which is cool, because I still get a good amount of points if it starts to shoot stuff from here, or if it goes all the way down here and then shoot up, I'll definitely get my points. If that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to do. So the next thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to set my alerts, and then we'll wait for the 9:30 bell, and then that's when we're going to start looking for our entry. Be right back. All right, so we got about a little bit over 10 minutes before the 9:30 bell closes. I'm looking for price to really come down here, maybe test this area and then go up. But with all of this happening, price, price might really be ready to, go up. But I think it's going to create a second low and then, phew. So let's wait and see. Be right back. Looks like price is pushing up, so I decided to go in for a buy. Looks like there's a very strong demand zone here. I'm going to take a shot. So we'll see what happens. Looks like price is really pushing up. I'm almost at $200 profit. There we go. Let's go. Okay, I closed my first partial trade. So now I'm going to let the second one run. So I'm about to trail this. This was a good day. It went up. So I'm going to pause this recording and let this second trade run for a while. Be right back. All right, so my stop loss has stopped me out in profit. So I made $217 today, so not bad. So let me go ahead and document this, and then I'll show you guys the results. Be right back. As you can see, price really did shoot up. So this was a valid demand zone. Loving it. So I'm going to definitely do a back testing session on this today. Yeah, imagine if we would have stayed in this. Let me go ahead and show you guys the results. $217 profit on gold today. Bam. And as you can see, this is my prop trading account here. So we knocked it out. So I'm going to do a back testing session because I want to see how much farther price shoots up. Might shoot up to this zone and then maybe pull back, respect this zone again, and then push up, or maybe come back to this point and then go up. So I'm curious to see what it's going to do. So we'll see. So that's it for this live session, guys. See you next time.